Welcome back to Crafted Creations. Today I'm going to make a custom Star Wars Black Series kit FISTO inspired by the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars Micro Series. First we're going to use my boil and pop method to take apart the figures. Once that's complete, I'm going to go ahead and use this Dremel to saw the seams on the legs on the upper thighs. These parts were very hard to try to get off, so I needed to slice them open. That way I could crack the seams on there and remove those and swap out the upper thighs on both of the legs. We're going to go ahead and take the kit FISTO legs and move those over to the Darth Maul. Once they're cracked open, there is a little rubber stopper that you need to put over the pegs on the legs. That keeps the joints tight so they don't flop around. Once that is done, I'm going to take this Darth Maul overlay and we're going to go ahead and slice off part on the back, as well as most of the parts in the front. This isn't going to be totally accurate. Obviously in the Micro Series, Kit FISTO is wearing shorts. So what I'm doing here to kind of give a little bit of the same type of look is I'm cutting off of the part of the Darth Maul robes, so that way when he's wearing it, the back piece will kind of get some of the same line work as where the cutoff of the shorts would be. After we get him put together, we're going to go ahead and remove the Darth Maul head and pop on Kit's head just to do a test fit there. First, we're going to go ahead and cover up the Darth Maul body. Mix up some paint here. I'm going to use a couple different shades of green and this marigold yellow. We're going to try to match Kit FISTO as best we can. So I'm going to mix a little bit of these greens with some of the yellow to kind of tone down the greens there a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and start applying our base coat. Because of the tattoos, probably going to have to do 2 or 3 coats of this, so we're going to go ahead and paint this up best we can, let it dry, apply another coat there, and then we're going to start matching the flesh tones up with the head. Kit FISTO has some grays and some red and a couple different shades of green in there, so after we get this base coat done, we're going to go in and apply some different layers of color as washes, so that way we can get that multicolored texture on the skin tone there. As you can see, I'm applying this in layers. We're using a very heavily watered down brush to avoid getting brush strokes in there. When I'm doing skin tones, it doesn't really make too much difference if I mix up different shades, because I apply it in layers and you want to have different color variations so it looks more like natural skin tone. Here I'm just applying a little bit of a wash to the face with the color that I used on the body, just so we can start blending those two together. Right now you can see the head doesn't quite match. I want this to be heavily saturated. I want it to look more animated like that Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars series. So I'm brightening up the green a little bit. The Revenge of the Sith head is a lot more muted. So I want this to have a little bit more of an animated look. So I'll start applying some dry brushing here on the head. See it starting to come together now. Here I'm going to go ahead and apply a brown coat to the overlay and the pants. Make that a brighter color so it looks more like the Clone Wars color he was wearing and less like the Revenge of the Sith. We want this to look like 2 completely different figures here. Finish painting that up here. I'm going to go ahead and paint over the belt as well. touch-ups after the base coat is done. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and start applying some different colors to a wash on the skin. I'm going to go ahead and add some browns, some reds, and in a little bit we're going to do some gray. I'm going to use this brown to kind of tone down the red. I'm going to use a heavily watered brush. I'm going to go ahead and just apply some into the cracks and creases and the muscles. I'm just going to kind of apply this randomly like you would do with a wash. The trick with this is always lots of water. You don't want that paint to dry as soon as you slap it on the figure. I like to just throw it on there and then use a wet brush to kind of manipulate the paint where you want it to go. After we're done with that red, I'm going to go in and apply the same method with some gray and a couple different shades of green here. Add a touch of green to the gray to kind of knock that down a little bit and blend it in with the rest of the skin tone. Once I get a good look at how that's going to turn out on the body, then I'm going to go ahead and apply some of these layers over to on the head as well. You can see I'm just randomly throwing the gray on there, and then I'll go back in and hit it with some water and spread that around. Apply some of those layers to the face and just start pulling that flesh tone together all across the figure. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to throw some wraps on the arm with some leather lace on both arms, and we'll be pretty much done. And there you have it, folks, my custom Star Wars Black Series Kit FISTO, inspired by the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars micro series. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do appreciate your patience and waiting for the last one. I'm going to try to get back to making videos on a more regular frequency here in the future. But if you'd like to see more from me, definitely don't forget to stop by the channel, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what figure you'd like to see me tackle next. I hope you enjoyed this custom Star Wars Black Series Kit FISTO, and as always, stay crafty.